Hi girls, this is how your model should look like if you've done it correctly. Notice that there's a balloon at the bottom which I've cut. There's a balloon inside. Now Mr. Long gave you 3 balloons for a reason. I'll explain in a short while. And there's a cap. I've made a hole in the cap. There's a little bit of blue tack here. The blue tack is meant to create an airtight seal, so air doesn't come in or go out from the gap between the straw and the cap. And if your model works properly, when you pull this down and up, you observe the balloon inside either inflating or deflating. Notice when I put it down, alright, I put it down, right? The balloon inside will inflate. Inflate means filled with air. When I push it up, the balloon inside will deflate. Down, inflate, up, deflate. Down, inflate, up, deflate. This is kind of how your lungs work. Alright, girls? Now then, air will enter through the opening, which represents your nostrils, down this straw, which is like your windpipe, into your lungs, which is represented by the balloon here. Okay. Now, if there is no adult at home to help you to make a hole in the cap, you can also use more blue tack, and it will still work. It's just that you must use more blue tack. That's all. Okay. So let me show you how it looks like from the top. So basically, this part you really must get an adult because you need to use a sharp object. So don't do it on your own, please, girls. If there's nobody to help you and you really want this, so you wait till school reopen. On Monday, you show it to me, and I'll help you to get this done. Basically, right? So I mean, the adults at home can help you. For me, I just use a pen knife just to create a little hole. You can also use a nail and hammer just to create a little hole first. And then using a simple scissors, I just put into the simple hole, the small hole. Just keep digging until it becomes a bigger hole. That's all I did. Alright, very minimal technical skills required. So adults, if you can help your child, that would be great. Then they can create a little hole whereby they get a very tight fit. That will reduce the amount of blue tack that they need to seal up the hole. Then the straw, which represents the windpipe and the nostrils, will go in through this hole. Even though it's tight, it's not airtight. So the purpose of the plasticine, and I just need a little bit like this, is to make a long one like spaghetti, like noodles. Then I just go around this portion to seal it up. Now I make sure it's a bit higher, okay? Because I'm not sure how long is your bottle, so just make sure the balloon is a bit higher up. So basically just press the blue tack down against the bottle cap and against the straw. Okay, squeezing it until this part here, I've sealed it all up. Anytime you'll notice that the balloon doesn't inflate, just check that your seal is complete, is tight. At the bottom here, I use scotch tape to attach the balloon to the straw. So basically, right, I put the balloon in here like this to the end of the straw. Then I just wrap scotch tape around it until it's airtight again. So it looks like that. But this alone doesn't work, so you need to put it inside the bottle. So how do you put it inside the bottle? Well, I can put it from below like this. Okay, but you can't because of the bottle cap, right? So just from the top, just stuff it down. Use your finger, stuff it in. Okay, and screw it in, and you're almost done for these parts. Almost done. Now for the second balloon. And notice this is where I cut it. Now why I give you 2 balloons, there's a good chance that some of you will cut the first one wrongly. Okay. Now notice that this is the original balloon before I cut it to the size. Here I cut it somewhere in the middle. Notice? Somewhere in the middle. I cannot cut it too low. If I cut it too low, then there isn't enough balloon to wrap around the bottom. If I cut it too high on top, alright, then the hole is too small, and when I try to wrap around this, it will tear. That's why I give you 2 balloons. In case the first one doesn't work, you learn from the experience and use the second one. Now, in case both balloon doesn't work, it's still okay. All you need is a plastic bag, like NTUC plastic bag. Put it at the bottom here, seal it up with rubber band, and that will work as well as your balloon. All you need is just an NTUC plastic bag or any plastic bag. Okay, so that will work as well. So far, okay? Now, this one you may need somebody to help to hold on to it. For me, there's nobody that I can ask right now. I'm going to just put it between my legs. I'm going to wrap this one around it like this. Just wrap around. Like wearing a swimming cap like this. Alright, make sure it goes around it. Make sure it's tight. Now I can tighten it further by tying a rubber band around it. I have no rubber band with me now. I can use Scotch tape as well. Just to make sure I get the rubber balloon doesn't fall off. Now I'm done. If I pull, I should see my lungs inflate. Okay, deflate, inflate, deflate, inflate, deflate. If it doesn't work well, check that the seal is tight, that there are no gaps. This part you may also want to tie it, but I'm a bit lazy, so I didn't tie this. I just twirl this. I think it should work just as well, you see. Inflate very well. Deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is kind of how it works. Okay, girls? Now, for the second way of doing it without the hole in the bottle cap, it can still be done. But you need more blue tack. So basically, right, you still have your straw and balloon, but no bottle cap now. Stuff it in. Now notice there's a huge gap here, right, between the straw and the bottle cap. All these holes where my finger can go in, that gap has to be filled up. So what can you use? Blue tack. Okay, you're gonna use more of it this time because the hole is much bigger now. So I strongly advise if you have somebody at home that can help you to make the hole, do so. Otherwise, you're gonna use a lot more blue tack. Of course, you can always reuse this thing, so don't have to just keep it on your bottle cap. Now, I'm kind of lazy, so I'm gonna make a big flap like this first. Okay, a big flap, Lazy, but that means the method is easier. I'm gonna make a little hole in the middle, just with the scissors. Be very careful, don't point in your own direction or anybody's direction. Okay, so now there's a little hole. Just like the hole in the bottle cap, I'll now put the straw through the hole. The straw is already in my bottle. I'm going to put the straw through the hole. And this blue tack will cover my bottle opening. I just squeeze around it to make sure it's airtight. And there will be still some gaps between the straw and the blue tack. I just squeeze it, tighten it. Okay, this should also work. Notice? Yeah, I can hear some sound. So there's some leakage somewhere. So I just make sure I just check it thoroughly. Oh, it works. You see? It works quite well as well. Of course, I need to use a lot more blue tack for this. Okay? So girls, there'll be an SLS task for you next week for you to upload this model. You can upload a picture of it or a video of it. Okay? If you upload a video, then explain what you understand by "Hi, Mr. Long and friends." Then you do a simple presentation of how your model works, and that will be a cool thing to do for part of your holiday homework. And then don't forget to do your workbook activities. Check your handbook for the pages that I have asked you to write down. Okay? Take care, everyone. Have a good holiday. I'll see you in about 8 to 9 days time. Okay? Goodbye.